folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something. What are we holding on to, Sam? There's some good in this world, Mr. Farrell, and it's worth fighting for.
Anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this. So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize. But they're really criticizing science because I represent science. That's dangerous.
Marriage is binding, and that makes me king. See? See?
Welcome to the show. You're a one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site to get all the weekly reviews in the NFL for every regular season, including when the playoffs start. They're just around the corner as we get into December, into the holiday season. Also, you go bookmark westhesportsguy.com to get all the social media links, the video links, podcast link. It's all conveniently located for you in one location at westhesportsguy.com. For this week's episode, I want to highlight an NBA player, a current NBA player that is standing up for the truth and for what is really going on in the country of China, thanks to the Communist Chinese Party, the leadership in that country. But I will want to put this into context first by showing a clip from a previous episode that I highlighted titled NBA Players Profiting from Slave Labor. And this is a clip of that episode that I will also link in the description below of this video, where you can watch the whole thing. It is a true story. NBA players are currently profiting off of slave labor in the country of China as we speak. Nothing has changed since I made that video, but there is a current NBA player that is standing up for those that are oppressed in the country of China. And it's something that needs to be highlighted every single day, no matter what, including on a channel like this, and even on the bigger ones, which there aren't a lot that are highlighting it, unfortunately, but I'm definitely going to highlight it today. But I want to play the clip in context behind all this, from this channel's point of view, from the episode titled, NBA Players Are Profiting Off Slave Labor in China. Here you go.
Specifically, Klay Thompson, Alex Caruso, Dwayne Wade, CJ McCollum, D'Angelo Russell, Jimmy Butler, Fred VanVleet. I added King James, LeBron James in there, and Steve Kerr because, hey, you're a head coach with two guys that have these endorsement deals. LeBron James, you're a teammate with a guy in Alex Caruso that has these endorsement deals. I have to ask, what's going on here? Is there any awareness? Is there any kind of good in you to stop yourself from doing this kind of stuff? This is madness. This is absolute madness, and it's pissing me off to see it happening. Shame on you for having these kinds of deals. I will give you a somewhat of a break if you do in the very near future, and I mean very near future, cancel these endorsement deals and put out something public in a statement that says you weren't aware of what was going on. This was done with other people, not directly with you. If you put out a statement like that, maybe I could give you a little bit of a break, maybe. But you have to do that sooner rather than later, because the longer this continues to go, the more pissed off I'm going to be, and the more pissed off you should be, because we've all known slavery in any form or fashion is evil at its core. There is no place for it in the world. There should never be a place for it in current times. with the 24/7 information you have access to, this should not be happening. Ever. Ever again. It needs to end now. And as I said in the beginning of this, if you really wanted to end it, if the powers that be really wanted to end this, it would end like that. It would be gone. You wouldn't see it again. But the reason why it's still around is because a place like the Communist Chinese Party wants to exploit it. They're exploiting their own people. They like what they're doing right now because they have absolute control over their own people, and they are oppressing them every hour of every day. Please get the word out about this story. Share it as much as you possibly can.
Now, you could probably tell in that video that I was extremely frustrated with what was going on at the time. It is still happening as we speak. Didn't get an answer, which doesn't shock me, doesn't shock you probably, for many of the players that I tagged in that tweet that I highlighted in that clip. But it's just amazing to me that there was no momentum built off of that. Silence, absolute silence coming from the NBA's point of view. Shut up and dribble is all they want to do. But there is a player currently playing in the NBA. He plays for the Boston Celtics currently. Enes Kanter, now with his new surname, Freedom, as he became a United States citizen recently. Enes Kanter Freedom has been speaking publicly nonstop, basically this entire NBA season, about what is going on with the Uyghur genocide in China, what has also been happening with Hong Kong. Taiwan is its own sovereign nation. Endless amounts of just hitting it, fact after fact after fact, coming at the Communist Party in China, at the leadership, going after Xi Pu, as I like to call him, going after Nike, and the standpoint of where he's coming from and calling out both LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and also the company Nike is, why are you guys still doing business with a country that is currently oppressing its own people with the Uyghur genocide? Just as one example, there's many other examples of them oppressing their own population that I can make more videos of it if necessary to hammer home the point. But it's happening regardless. It's happening as we speak. And to see a current NBA player buck the norm and say, this is wrong on every level and every facet of humanity. We need to stop this now. But in Enes Kanter Freedom's own words, here's just a snippet of the many interviews that he's said publicly about why he's speaking out about this.
I mean, it's sad. It's sad because they're just puppets. I believe before this ad is, before LeBron James or Michael Jordan, we need to call out these companies, because it is said, like, for example, Nike, the biggest sponsor of NBA, right? If you look at in America, they stand with Black Lives Matter, Latino community, no Asian hate, and LGBTQ community. But when it comes to China, they remain silent. So I am asking all the Americans who are watching this right now, every time you put on this, shoes on your feet, or you put that T-shirt on your back, there is so much blood and sweat and oppression on those items. So, but I just believe that before you say you put your signature on this paper to sign deals with these companies, do some research. Educate yourself. Everybody knows about the slave labor, and everybody knows about the sweatshops. So, to me, principles, morals, and values is way more important than money, and that should be for every athlete in the world.
And when I say he's been talking about it nonstop, I'm going to be showing some examples on Twitter of him just posting stuff nonstop. He will not stay silent about this. And I've retweeted many of it. When I stumbled upon this a few months back, I couldn't believe my eyes, first and foremost. And I shouldn't come to that point in time where I can't believe somebody's actually speaking the truth and speaking up for humanity in a foreign land. It's not even in America. Thank God it's not happening in America. But aren't we supposed to stand up for those that are oppressed all over the world? And he's standing up for them, and I am standing for them too. me making that episode about NBA players profiting off of slave labor, that's the truth. 1,000%. It is the truth. Whether or not you want to admit it or not, that's between you and your creator to figure that part out. I can't help you anymore. All I can do is show you the truth. But bravo to Enes. I would love to talk to him and just brainstorm the ideas that we could, hopefully make things better going forward to make people realize the Communist Chinese Party is evil. Evil. It needs to go. Leadership needs to go out of China. Free China. Free their citizens of this oppression. It's insane. But I would love to speak with him if I could, if possible. If it could please be made possible, I would love to have a discussion with him about that. Hey, we can also talk about basketball too. This is a sports channel. But I'm highlighting this again to stress that there is real slavery happening currently in the world, and it's far worse than you can imagine. But again, I would love to have a discussion, if it's privately, if I can make it publicly. I would love to talk to Enes. Please. Newly minted United States citizen, Enes Kanter Freedom. I'm definitely going to be tagging him when this video is posted. You can push it along as well. Make sure you bookmark westernsportsguy.com, get all the social media links. I'm posting it all over the place to try to get his attention. This is that you cannot imagine how this makes me feel. This makes me feel amazing that you can feel alone when you're trying to get the word out about something like this. And when I read that story from Outkick, that was a story that they took from the New York Times. The New York freaking Times was talking about NBA players profiting off of slave labor. It came across my desk via Outkick at the time. And I had to speak up. I had to share that. And to see a current NBA player taking the stand that he is, and believe me, it is not a stand that any of them really want to take. But to see him do it, and in the fashion that he's doing it, bravo. I applaud it all the time. And I salute you. Congratulations, Enes Kanter Freedom, on being a United States citizen. Welcome to the United States. I thank you for everything that you're doing to highlight everything that is wrong with the Communist Chinese Party. It's got to go. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel, whether it be on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Get all the links to those video sites at westthesportsguy.com, social media links, weekly reviews in the NFL, anything and all to do with the world of sports. Bookmark westthesportsguy.com. I will see you next time.